Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Snute and Lilbow on Ulrena. In the bottom left side of the map we have the blue Zerg player representing Team Liquid, it is Snute. And in the top left side of the map we have the red Protoss player representing Millennium, it is Lilbow. Alright, so this is from IEM 10 Katowice that wrapped up about a month ago. There are several excellent games that I have not cast yet, so you'll be getting these for about 2 weeks from now. In the background, you can hear Brood War music. This is the Zerg theme. Those of you who played Zerg in Brood War, my hats are off to you. Alright, so hey, Liquid Snute goes pool first here, spawning pool first, not hatch first on Ulrena. And yes, Lilbow will scout it out. He's going gateway into Nexus, but maybe he'll throw it on the cybernetics core first. Let's see what he does upon the revelation that his spawning pool first is coming from Liquid Snute. Oh hey look, a spawning pool. That's weird. Backs it on out. Spawning pool into hatchery. Hatchery will be a little bit late. And Lilbow is still saving up for a Nexus. He should be just fine. He has one worker on gas, and is he actually going to throw it on the cybernetics core though? Yes, he does go cyber core first here. Okay, so he doesn't feel comfortable going for the gateway into a Nexus into a cyber core. Instead, he does get the cyber core first, throws out a pylon at the front there, maybe to try to distract any lings that come out here early, because there are 6 lings in production here from Snute. So he's going to try to make this thing work. The probe goes back to work. Double assimilator is up. 3 workers now on the gas. He's going to go ahead and get some gas in there. Try to wall off here with, it looks like a Zealot. Zealot coming down here to the low ground. Surprisingly, Zealot's not very good against lings, even if they're slow lings when they're out in the open like this, because the lings are faster than they are. And yeah, going to hold the line, sort of. I mean, I guess if the lings come try to kill him, he is backed into a corner. He's very hard to kill. But otherwise, he can't do much to prevent a run by. If the lings want to get inside the main base, I feel like they'll be able to. Although, they might actually be a little bit too tempted by this Nexus here. Try to go for that. No, goes for the probe first and almost gets it, but no. Now going to go try to force a cancel on the Nexus. The Zealot pops on out, takes some shots from the lings. A micro battle is starting right now. Can the lings force a cancel on the Nexus while the Zealot is trying to prevent that from happening? Oh, the Adept comes out. That's going to be very useful indeed, and indeed the lings recognize that, running away as one ling dies immediately. Another one going to die here too. Good micro control here again by Lilbow. And the lings do manage to escape. No psionic transfer chasing them down. Adepts, man, really good in small numbers, or against small numbers of lings. The Queen ready to go and does get some shots off on the Adept, but the Adept herself does have 2 kills. The Zealot now pushing out across. The aggressee has become the aggressor. I don't know if that makes any sense in English at all. It is late. It is late for Falcon Paladin, but I am casting because I love you. Nexus has no worse for the wear, I don't think. Did lose some shields there, some health, but really should be just fine when all is said and done. In a Stargate opening, we see this all the time in PvZ. Stargate openings here from Lilbow. Moving on up are a bunch more lings. They don't have speed or anything. This is a totally gasless opening. Interesting. So Snute moves into another hatchery. Which, did that get scouted? It got scouted. Lilbow saw it. He wants to kill these Adepts. Going to try to get a surround. Good juke by one of the Adepts. The other one does manage to not get surrounded here. Probes are fighting, but no, probes are dying as a result too. The Zealot ends up falling, and 4 lings remain. Can they get inside the main base? Ooh, throwing up a pylon at the last second. Clutch pylon by Lilbow. Clutch pylon. The lings coming on out to try to deal with this Adept. Mothership core support is essential here, and all of the lings do end up dying. So well defended again by Lilbow. He did lose a couple workers there. 6 workers killed by Snute. Wow, that's more than I expected. So it currently is 30-26. The Zerg player is in the lead. Is throwing down spore crawlers in each of his mineral lines to deal with the Phoenix that are sure to come, because again the Stargate was visible. Although, were there any produced yet? Oh, there was an Oracle. Alright, so here it is. Oracle trying to sneak on in here. Should be able to do something, I suppose, but again with Queens and a spore crawler, difficult for an Oracle to get more than 2 or 3 kills, maybe 4. If the Oracle gets lucky here. Queen positioning just great. Spore Crawler getting some shots off. Queen stabbing away, stabbing away. Yeah, the Oracle just can't find a nice place to be. Lings running around over in this direction too, trying to kill some stuff. And yeah, I think the Oracle might just go home. Here comes some Adepts though. 4 Adepts versus Queens. Queens don't do very good against Adepts. It turns out more lings in production here to deal with these Adepts and transferring into the main base. Lings popping out just in the nick of time to slow down this attack, but not enough to actually kill them. As we can see, more lings trying to pop on out here. Speed is not even actually on the way yet for our Zerg player, although definitely could have it if he wanted to because he has a lot of gas, but instead saving up for something else. There goes the lair. Getting a lair in the midst of all of this, that is something that separates the pros from the amateurs, is you can get upgrades, you can make choices while defending, while microing your units. You don't forget about stuff like injecting if you are Zerg. You don't forget about stuff like teching and continuing to make workers and pylons if you're Protoss just because you're engaged in a small battle. More adepts coming on out. Is this a mass adept play from Lilbow? We've seen this before from certain players. I believe Puck did it to Stefano a while ago, or was that Huck? It was Puck or Huck, one of the two. I always forget. But here come the adepts rocking right on in. The Lings ready to rock, though. The Lings don't have to have speed to deal with the adepts on creep because they are fast enough. Great positioning by the adepts here. Drones forced to pull off the line, too. Oh, no. Drones getting absolutely melted. Couple adepts dying, but actually not as many as Snute wanted to see there. Another defense here with drones against these adepts. It is 69 to 67 total supply. The Zerg player's in the lead, but he is dropping and losing drones like crazy. 2 adepts do end up dying there. The bunch more do manage to escape. 3 escape here, now pushing on into the 3rd base. Man, Queens are trying to do what they can, but their DPS just not high enough to handle these adepts. Is there another group back here? Nope. Psionic transfer. Psionic transfer all day long for these adepts. How many workers killed? 12 workers killed by Lilbow to double up the 6 that he's lost so far to this aggression from Snute. Overlords in position to see if any Phoenix come out, and actually the Stargate has been fairly quiet to this point, so it's not going to be Phoenix play, which is always surprising in PvZ just because Phoenix are so darn good. Although Snute does have the Spore Crawlers up, does have a fairly high Queen count. Roach's Ravagers in production. We're going to see the Roach Ravager combination. Lings working to knock down these rocks. It will take them a while because they have no attack upgrades at all. Roach support should help with that, but it's going to be an Adept Stalker proposition from Lilbow with Blink and +1 attack. I don't see a Robotics Facility anywhere. Or oh, he does have a Twilight Council, obviously, because he's getting Blink, but I don't see a Templar Archives. I don't see any other further tech choices other than Blink Stalkers and Adepts, which I don't think is very good against Roach Ravager, but maybe Lilbow could make it work. Maybe he's planning on teching it just a little bit here, but in the meantime, here comes a big attack. A lot of Speedlings, Roach's Ravagers waiting for their friends to morph on in, actually heading back home. Is there an attack I missed? No, I don't see anything here. Mothership core positioning, very good to see what's going on. Oracle up here to try to kill any Lings that try to run through. Creep spread looking okay to this point. Not amazing, getting it started, I guess we'll say for Snute. And there's the Robotics Facility. Okay, so there's the tech choice from Lilbow going for the Robo Facility. Oracle running around, I think just scouting at this point, trying to use that Revelation ability as best as it can. And yeah, just warping in a ton of Stalkers, a lot of Blink here. Just going for a Blink Stalker Adept attack. This might actually work out pretty darn well against this Roach Ravager play from Lilbow. So here we go. Stasis Ward being set up by Lilbow too. We love that. We love to see that. But a Ling run by. Oh no, can they get in? Nice wall. Amazing wall from Lilbow. Not even worried about it. And just going to push right on up here to try to kill this 4th base. I'm not even sure if Snute has enough to deal with this. It's 129 to 115 total supply, but the Stalkers really hitting that hard with their +1 attack. And the hatchery does end up falling, and Snute says, oh, we're just going to go for this thing. Ling's coming on up, trying to catch some of these Stalkers. They blink out of position and out of the way. Can they get some of those workers? Possibly, but the Stalkers just sitting right in the front of your Stasis Ward, catching these Lings. What a Stasis Ward indeed. Just sniping down Ravagers, Corrosive Biles landings. Lilbow doesn't care about that at all. Coming all the way back home. These Stalkers are in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of Lings and a lot of Ravagers here. They're blinking themselves out of trouble fairly well for the most part. But when Speedlings are on your tail, it's not a good feeling at all. There's the Stasis Ward. Oh, another Stasis Ward catching the Lings, so they cannot participate in this battle at all. It's just sheer Roach Ravager against Stalker, which is not as good as if they had the Lings assisting them here. More Blink Stalkers showing up. And it looks like Lilbow's really committed to this Blink Stalker attack. And there's the recall. Oh, manages to get out of there. Mothership core shows up just in time. And the army heads on back home. There's the Robotics Bay coming up. I haven't seen anything actually come out of that Robotics Facility. Maybe going for Disruptors at this point. Could be going for Colossus. That could be pretty good too. But Infestors coming up for Snute. 133 to 118 total supply. Sniping down Queens. 2 Queens dying there. 3 Queens rather. Absolutely getting massacred by these Stalkers. Any further attack upgrades? No, but +2 is on the way, as well as a Warp Prism for those drop shenanigans that Protoss players are so darn happy with. It's so darn fond of. Coming back down again with Stalkers. I just feel like this Ling Ravager, composition is very, very good against what Lilbow is trying to do. We'll see what happens when the Robo Bay pops. I'm not sure that any more aggression will be attempted by Lilbow. Tell her some more support, but no, I'm a liar. Pushing right on onto that creep and then backing out. Just trying to see what's going on. Trying to force some units out of Snute here. 22 Lings. In response, those are not drones. It turns out it's 50 to 66 Harvesters. Our Protoss player on 3 bases, looking very good indeed. And there's the drop play. Trying to drop on in there with some Adepts, but there are Queens, there are Spore Crawlers ready to defend against that type of shenaniganery. And yeah, it is going to be Disruptor. Okay, so Disruptor against Ling Ravager play. Fairly good, I'd have to say. Depends on the micro, obviously, of Snute. Lings are very good at just dodging that sort of thing. But setting up to be a pretty big battle. Right on here, the Lings marching on in. Backing out. Backing out, trying to get into an advantageous position here. Baiting out a Photon Overcharge, taking down the Pylon. That got it. Dies almost immediately. Crucibles landing, being dodged there again. The battle kind of happening on 2 fronts. Blinking forward. And Purification Nova taking out 3 Ravagers there. Their corpses flying on into the air. The Lings try to kill everything in this particular area. A lot of probes are going to die there. Pushed back to this section here. Infestor on the front line does get taken down here too. Disruptor destroyed. Fungal Growth keeping the Stalkers in place while the Lings completely clean them up. A lot of units dying for both of these players here. Mothership Core trying to kill stuff from the air. Stalkers. And there is a Disruptor back there. Nova comes on in and does take out 2 Ravagers right on the front line. All the Lings are gone. All that's left here are a few Ravagers with no attack upgrades or shield upgrades whatsoever. Armor upgrades, rather. And this Ling running around back there is finally cleaned up. 14 workers killed by Lilbow, 17 workers killed by Snute, 48 to 57 workers. Again, the Protoss player definitely in the lead. These Lings actually retreated, it looks like, and a sneaky, sneaky 4th base here for Lilbow. I don't think I've ever seen anybody take this one, this particular position on this map. So Lilbow is hoping that Snute doesn't actually scout that. Ravager trying to throw down a Corrosive Bile to cover his retreat, misses entirely. Coming through here seems like a bad idea if you're Lilbow, and Lilbow agrees. Lilbow's going to back on out there. Lings heading on up. Can they actually spot that? Oh my goodness gracious. No! No, they don't see it. That is so lucky for Lilbow. He did not see the base at all. If he runs down here, he can... He's checking to see where that 4th is. He knows there should be a 4th base based on the timing of what we're seeing here. Now replanting his own 4th. Here is Snute, and I think they might catch it by accident here just at the very, very last. Yep, there we go. Lings getting us around on that Nexus. Can they force a cancel? Trying to take down the Pylons first, I guess. Nope. Response by Lilbow, too good, chasing the Lings away, and once again, the Nexus survives. So it is 122 to 135. Total supply APM for these players is, wow, over 400, 500 for Lilbow right now. An average of 454 for Snute at this point, over 800. What is going on with these Zerg players and super high APM counts? TLO, we saw that a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of blew my mind, but either way, we have Disruptors, we have Adepts, we have Stalkers, a Mothership Core here too. Disruptors, once again, pretty darn good against a Roach Ravager composition. Not so good against Lings because the Lings are fast and Lings are melee. So if Lings are munching on your Stalkers and you try to Purification Nova them, you hit your Stalkers too, because friendly fire is part of what makes a Disruptor a Disruptor. Patrolling back and forth here is the Warp Prism Vipers coming out for Snute. I love that choice. And there goes the Resonating Glaives upgrade, increasing the attack speed of Adepts by 45%. Lings heading down south on this creep spread that's all the way up halfway across the map, pushing on out, kind of pushing on out, doing a dance, doing a bit of a dance that I'm not sure what I want to do. Now decides to come on in, is going to take out these creep tumors, throws down a Time Warp, and yes, threatening this 4th base once again. Snute not looking very good. Can't lose this hatch, man. Ah, and he loses the hatch. He needs to win this battle no matter what. He's trying to prevent the retreat of Snute. He's got his units ready to go. He has Vipers mixed in here too. He says, Snute, why don't you go for it? Moving on in everywhere. Purification Nova's yanking in the Disruptors. Oh, killing them all. Every single Disruptor is completely gone. What a play by Snute using that Abduct ability. Fungal Growth's coming in here too. Are there enough Adepts to deal with this? Enough Stalkers to kill coming around the right side. The Stalkers are actually taking out the Vipers, taking shots from Ravagers here too, and that's it. A GG from Lilbow. Whoa, what a play by Snute there. Lilbow has taken down the 4th base, almost taken down his 4th base. Lilbow happily sitting on 4 bases. It's 60 to 47 Harvesters. But in the end, the abduct play from the Vipers, the MVPs of that match, they abducted every single Disruptor. I don't think a single Nova hit on that initial engagement. and the resulting Roaches and Ravagers with no upgrades were enough to take down these +2 Stalkers and Adepts. No problem. Lilbow was really counting on those Disruptors to make things happen, and they didn't. And that was it. So, wow, well played indeed by both these players. But Team Liquid gets the win today. Team Millennium goes home sad. All right, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.